it is a violation of human rights when babies are denied food or drowned or suffocated or their spines broken simply because they are born girls.
You call women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
For the record, it was well beyond Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes, I'm sure.
In making human rights a human reality, step by step, barriers that once prevented people from enjoying the full measure of liberty, the full experience of dignity, and the full benefits of humanity have fallen away.
Arena, I do want to ask you about this. In an interview last week in Rolling Stone magazine, Donald Trump said the following about you, quote, "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that? Can you imagine that, the face of our next president?" Please feel free to respond what you think about his persona.
You know, it's interesting to me, Mr. Trump said that he heard Mr. Bush very clearly and what Mr. Bush said. I think women all over this country heard very clearly what Mr. Trump said.
A message that echoes forth from this conference, let it be that human rights are women's rights and women's rights are human rights once and for all.
Let's take a look. She's a lightweight. I couldn't care less about her. So you're competing against her and I'm doing your show. That's interesting.
You have been tweeting and you've been retweeting some pretty harsh language, Mr. Trump. So let's go through some of them. You said, wow, Ed Megyn Kelly really bombed tonight. People are going wild on Twitter. Funny to watch. Then you retweeted someone who wrote, Fox viewers give low marks to Bimbo at Megyn Kelly. Will consider other programs. And then one of your top aides retweeted this, Mr. Trump, boycotting Megyn Kelly at Real Donald Trump. We can gut her.
Legal and social practices that relegated women to second-class status have been abolished. The ability of religious minorities to practice their faith freely has been secured.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Beginning in 1947, delegates from 6 continents devoted themselves to drafting a declaration that would enshrine the fundamental rights and freedoms of people everywhere. In the aftermath of World War II, many nations pressed for a statement of this kind to help ensure that we would prevent future atrocities and protect the inherent humanity and dignity of all people.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime.
I think I'm going to do very well with Hispanics, but we're building a wall. He's a Mexican. We're building a wall between here and Mexico. Judges of Mexican heritage. I'm building a wall, okay? I'm building a wall. I am going to do very well with the Hispanics, the Mexicans.
So no Mexican judge could ever be involved in invoking his race when talking about whether or not he can do his job.
Okay. I'm building a wall, okay? I'm building a wall. I'm trying to keep things inside of a society where, very pro-Mexico, and that's fine. But I think he should recuse himself.
Because he's
then you also say, there's nothing...
But he's American. He's an American.
He's of Mexican heritage, and he's very proud of it, as I am where I come from.
But he's an American. You keep talking about,
Jake,
it's a conflict of interest because of Mexico.
Are you ready?
In most cases, this progress was not easily won. People fought and organized and campaigned in public squares and private spaces to change not only laws, but hearts and minds. And thanks to that work of generations, for millions of individuals whose lives were once narrowed by injustice, they are now able to live more freely and participate more fully in the political, economic, and social lives of their communities.
You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever, but she was, in my opinion, she was
The story of America is a story of hard-fought, hard-won progress, and it continues today.
I can't believe we're here.
New chapters are being written by men and women who believe that all of us not just some, but all, should have the chance to live up to our God-given potential.
The reason is because
This progress was not easily won. People fought and organized and campaigned in public squares and private spaces to change not only laws, but hearts and minds.
I remember all of the thoughts that ran through my head when I started to realize that I was whiny. What am I going to do? Will anyone love me? I'll never get married. That's the one that really hurt. I'll never get married.
I'm pro-life.
Gay marriage, what do you stand?
I'm against gay marriage. And, not easy to do in New York, but I'm against it.
And thanks to that work of generations, for millions of individuals, barriers that once prevented people from enjoying the full measure of liberty,
I'm sad.
the full experience of dignity,
I felt alone.
and the full benefits of humanity have fallen away.
I'll never feel alone. I love you.
Being LGBT does not make you less human. And that is why gay rights are human rights, and human rights are gay rights.
Social issues too? Well, I'm pro-life, which, I think that's a big social issue. And
Gay marriage?
I am not in favor of gay marriage.
This city, 240 years ago, still has something to teach us today. Our country's motto is E pluribus unum. Out of many, we are one. Will we stay true to that motto? We heard Donald Trump's answer last week at his convention. He wants to divide us from the rest of the world and from each other. We will not build a wall. Instead, we will build an economy where everyone who wants a good job can get one. And we'll build a path to citizenship for millions of immigrants who are already contributing to us. We will not ban a religion. We will work with all Americans to fight and defeat terrorism. You believe the minimum wage should be a living wage and no one working full-time should have to raise their children in poverty. Join us. If you believe that every man, woman, and child in America has the right to affordable health care, join us. Yes. If you believe that your working mother, wife, sister, or daughter deserves equal pay, join us. The country we're fighting for is with humility, determination,